Man had not eaten for 5 days. He threw a crocodile into his mouth. What's that strange smell? Would fresh crab be any better? But it looks a little rotten. He began to drill wood for the fire. Maybe it's the wrong way. There was no fire until the next day. Jack was very upset. And I hurt my hand. He threw away the stick. He needed to vent his anger. He began to hate his profession. Jack is an excellent courier. He works like a maniac. Everything can be done in 5 seconds. He is strict with himself, but he only don't have time to accompany his girlfriend Kelly. Even the exchange of Christmas gifts also get in the car for. Kelly gave him a pocket watch, but Jack sent a towel. This is such a romantic Christmas present. Kelly felt the need to break up, so Jack promises on a business trip back to marry Carrie. But fate is a cruel trick. His plane crashed. The next day he turned up on the deserted island. Marriage became an ideal. It's a question of survival. Since there is no way, it is put in front of courier and pick up the boat. Maybe it'll come in handy later. He tried to call for help, but there was no response. Jack could only write a big help in the sand. Unfortunately, it was washed away by the waves. What did Jack suddenly hear? He screamed for help, but still got no answer. It was the sound of a coconut falling. That's it. He harvested a pile of coconuts. But poor Jack couldn't even open a coconut. Is this still a man? There's plenty to drink. What to eat? Jack had an idea. He first made himself a pair of shoes to wear, then slowly climbed to the top of the hill. He needs to be familiar with his surroundings. Maybe we'll find a way out. What does Jack find floating on the sea? He swam over and found a man. Out of curiosity, Jack dragged the man ashore. So he got a pair of shoes. Jack is still worrying about food. The fishing skills are terrible. He could only drink water to satisfy his hunger. Evening. He went out for a convenience and unexpectedly saw a boat. Jack shouted for help at once, but it was too far. So he worked all night to repair the ship. The next morning Jack went out in hope. Jack was really out of luck. A big wave could almost send him back to where he started. To make matters worse, Jack's thigh was poked by coral. That's really bad luck. Jack could only limp into a cave, took a few sips of sewage from the marsh. Then he slept. The man is so lucky. He experienced the joy of unpacking blind boxes on a desert island. A temporary use less than volleyball, roller skates with sharp blades, and a white dress. But the last delivery came. Jack didn't open it. It may be a sign of hope for him. Jack ate live fish and rotten crabs when the fire accidentally hurt his hand. But in the end it lost to reality. Rinse the stains off your hands. Pick up the volleyball that vent emotion and throw away. And draw a happy face. He's in desperate need of company. Jack continued to drill for the fire, chatting with a volleyball.
So you wouldn't have a match, by any chance, would you?
Maybe. Do you have any matches? Maybe Jack has a positive attitude. He actually lit the fire. What was he too excited to say? Jack sang and danced. Happy like a 200 pounds fat man. Yeah, this is a life-saving fire. Of course he's happy. Jack ate the cooked crab. Enjoy the company of your friends. It's nice to be out of the real world. The only bad thing is his teeth. It only hurt once in a while when I was biting. Now it hurts all the time. It doesn't matter that much anymore. He picked up a rock and threw it at the skate.
Well, he's a tough guy.
Fast forward 4 years, a pocket watch from my girlfriend, a message of hope, with my volleyball friend. There are signs of age, and Jack became a savage on a desert island. His fishing skills make him eat more sashimi every day. That day he looked at the half door he had found. See the way the door blew down? Jack suddenly realized that door panels could be made into sails. Jack began to build the boat at once. He searched the whole island. All we need now is a rope. He climbed to the top of the hill to find the rope. 4 years on the desert island almost drove him mad. Can be in another he is very afraid. The two quarreled about not being able to go out to sea. He threw away his old friend, returned to God. He immediately went out of the cave to look for it. It's a little jumpy. Fortunately, my old friend was found. Can a simple raft withstand the wind and waves? This man turned a toilet door into a sail. He rode up against the great waves. At last he succeeded. But he looked at the island behind him a little sad. It is his living the island for 4 years. He may never come back here in his life, but he was more eager to get out of here. Thirsty, drink the rain. Hungry, will go to sea fishing to eat. Something bad happened anyway. A great storm blew the sails off the ship. He clung to the stake through the wind and waves. And the next day, his last old friends left him. Jack swam a long way in spite of danger. But he was also losing his strength. It starts to sink a little bit. He ended up watching his friend leave him. It was the first time he had cried since his death. Losing a friend is like losing a moral support. Now Jack dropped the oar. He lay quietly on the raft, waiting to die. I don't know how long at sea, until a ship came along. God blessed him for once. Jack returned to his original company. He was given a great welcome party, but he thought only girlfriend Kelly. A man came straight up to him. This is his old dentist.
I'm Kelly's husband.
Jack was stunned. He stood there bewildered. His hopes of 4 years were dashed. Through the window, he found her sobbing downstairs. Such a cruel reality. Really want to accept? Jack looked at the table full of food. In the real world, you can get food easily. The lighter is the moving source of fire. What was easy to get was precious to him. Night. Why can't he sleep? The importance of realized that his girlfriend to him. Jack arrived at Kelly's house in the heavy rain. Hardly had he knocked when the door opened. Kelly knew he was coming. Have been waiting for him. It turns out Kelly doesn't just have a husband, they also have a daughter. What a happy family it is. Jack gave the watch back to Kelly. Kelly finally realized how much Jack loved her. Kelly took him to the garage. Here is his old car. That's it. The two embraced and said goodbye. Kelly watches Jack leave. She realized that she was not reconciled. How can we break up like this? She ran after him. Jack backed up at once. Yeah, they used to love each other. Jack was equally reluctant. On the bus, Kelly waited nervously for Jack's answer. She was ready.
You have to go home.
But Jack knows that family trumps all. He has unfinished business ahead of him, the one with the wings on it. It was another pillar of his life on the desert island. Finally, Jack appears at a crossroads. It's like another turning point in your life. The unexpected desert island trip made him extra strong. Now there is no hope of returning to society. He must face the process of life and destiny. 1,500 days on a desert island taught him one thing. Who knows what the next wave will bring us?